We should be live here. Welcome back to another session. Gonna trade the DAX, maybe the UK, FTSE. Let's see. Looking forward. So, market is skyrocketing. Okay, so we have a big push on the Nasdaq in the past week or two since April, which has been pushing up 50%. A little bit of overreaction. So keep it super simple. I'm gonna focus on my strategy that I use every single day live in the Discord, the warp 5 minute. So very simple. We have the first bar here. We have the next bar, retest, close below, and then we have the third bar here after 15 minutes, and after 20 minutes, I wanted to keep selling off. So we have a break below. We have an orb short on DAX. That's one thing. Second thing is I always want to calculate the risk. So previous we have been selling off back to 190, back to the range of 150. So if we're going for a short, it's a similar setup that we could take over here where we're selling back to 940. So from current level to 940, we have a little bit over 200 points, 250 points. We have to be careful with the range around 150. 150 could act as support, and this could potentially push back to 400. So we have that as our risk that if we go short, it might rally back to 400. So we have to really size, either we have to size up and then scalp it, or we have to size down so we're able to hold it all the way back to target and then have a stop loss around 400. I'm probably going to do a light position here with you once I get further confirmation, but I'm always waiting. Here we have 15 minutes, we have 20 minutes, and I'm waiting another 4 minutes. If within 25 minutes we manage to sell below lows for the first 50-minute bar, I'm also short. So I just want to let you know that we might have a 190 support resistant for the short, and then we might have 150 also acting as a support. So we might not, we have okay confidence, but we really don't have more than 60-70 points to work with. And the upside, I mean, the way it could go back, the risk is a couple of hundred points. So 200 points up, it could rally. What's the upside? 50 points. So it's a negative R, but we can still take the trade if we have more selling pressure, and I see it's actually going to come below 187. If it breaks below 180 and start flat and then push above again, I'm considering taking a long position, risking 0.5%, or even less, and then take a long back and then buying into the support. So I could take an orb short, or I could buy into the support. Right here we have a massive selling pressure coming into the market here. Let's see here if it's actually continues to sell off, or if it's just a fake out. Be careful with the fake outs, okay? So market could stop here around 180, okay? Previous lows for yesterday's session, remember 150. So if we go short, we have to be careful with 150. It could really push back into what we saw right over here. So just recognizing these patterns and have the risk in mind. We could go short, but then we have a tight stop loss. S&P, Nasdaq is also start pointing a little bit down from overall highs. I'm thinking about taking a long if we can actually start holding here. So just gonna mark it for you. Right, same setup as yesterday, where things just pushed and then rallied. This was the opening for New York session. So again, wait for it to sell off and then you jump on. If it doesn't manage to sell off, it doesn't manage to make more progress than the 200 or the 180, consider a long position with a tight stop loss and buying into the support. So If we manage to break below second time, I'm considering taking a short, but again, I know 150 might be the support. It could also break below, and I'm also aware of that. So right now, we haven't warped short, but for me, it's not really confirmed. I want the candle to close below the first 5-minute bar with 50 points today. So let's see here. This is the first bar, this is the second bar for 15-minute bar. That bar have to close below that bar, and this have to not go back like we saw over here. So these higher lower weeks where we have the body in the middle, I don't want to see that. I want to see full close below in the next 5 minutes, and then we in for a short together, right? Also, regarding my broker, regarding the platform, using Discord, link in the description. Also, if you want mentorship or Discord access is also linked in the description. Feel free, no rush. So no really further progress, waiting another 4 more minutes to see if it's actually going to close below or if it's just going to come right back in again. Because it could potentially, I'm telling you, it could potentially push right back. So no progress above, really 200, 225. If we manage to come above and we start seeing it break above, we should maybe consider a long. Right now, still waiting 4 minutes to wait for it to close below the lows. And then I go in, risk 0.5%, I target 2%. Probably gonna risk 0.25%, and then I can always add more to it. So remember, I can always add to it. So I can always add to my position. I just gonna start doing a light one, and then I can always add to it. Let's see. Nasdaq is not making any progress below 800. UK is not really making any progress below. Let's see. It looks like it could come now. So we're at least closing below the 5-minute bar. But again, this could turn out to be bullish very quickly if it breaks above here and we have change of pattern. So right now I'm basically just waiting for it to break above or to break below and close below. So that's what I'm doing. I want the full body to close below the lowest point for me to trigger a short. If not, then it's a long position. We have 2 more minutes, then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. 3 minutes, then we have the next bar closing. Regarding my short position on the Nasdaq, I still have light short position that I'm holding, just so you are aware. Not saying it's going to work. My stop loss is around 900, 910. I would like to target all the way back to 25,000. I think it's an overreaction, what we see right here. But again, focus on position sizing correct, not over leveraging, and don't chase anything, okay? So it's going to be a swing position for me, the Nasdaq, on my swing account. So I'm just holding it. I'm still short, still considered if I should add to it below 700, I think so. So DAX is not really making much progress above 200. It start getting kind of like rejected here. 2 more minutes. Again, if it sells off now and we see really confirmation, it could also be a fake out, and then it could rally all the way back. So just be very careful if you manage to go in, because if you go in and let's say it sells off, it could really be a trap. It could really turn around very quick. So I would prefer going long, but if I get the full confirmation, would break below in the next 2 minutes, then I might do it. But again, never risk more than 0.5% per session and 0.25% per trade, I would say so, yeah. So if you know you scalping or very active, then risk very little. You can still make a lot of money, you can still hold your setups. You could still have a strategy that once you're in profit of 30 points, you're moving your stop loss to break even and you let it run. That should be your main strategy of holding your setups with no risk and move stop loss to break even. So you don't have to risk 1% to make 2%. You could risk 0.5%, 0.2%, and still make a decent amount. Looks like here we're not doing much. Nasdaq is coming a little bit back, but it's not really want to break below. As you can see, Nasdaq doesn't want to break below 800, so there's no really selling pressure. Regarding Forex Factory, Finlex, economic calendar, there's nothing that's really coming in today. It's first tomorrow, the big day. So now we are past the 2 candles, and as you can see right here, we managed to have no progress. We sold off, right? We covering ourselves back. Looks like the same setup over here is about to happen. But again, if we do not break really more above it and we start selling off, I'm still in for a short. But if there's no setups, I don't take it. I don't force a trade. I don't want to overtrade, then I will just keep cash and wait for a better opportunity where my risk is low. Stop losses is going to be around my line, and TP could also be around my line. So if they push it above, consider a long position. But again, haven't done anything, still waiting. So because I don't see anything, I don't see any break above the 5-minute candle. I don't see any really, I see a break below the 5-minute candle, but after 30 minutes there is 15 points progress. We could see it now. Let's see here if it's actually meant to break below, or if it's just coming right back in again, giving it another minute to see where are we going. Still looks negative to me, still want to short it, but again, it could go back to 250 and test. Nasdaq also coming a little bit back. How's the UK doing? So Fuji is not doing anything, it's just sideways and a little bit down. A little bit down, guys, waiting. It's not that I don't want to trade, I'm just staying cash right now. So I think I'm good. We have some sort of progress back again. I think we could go for a long. We could have a tight stop loss. So we just pushed from 180 as I was expecting the previous lows, right? We could push back again to 340. We could potentially rally. That's one of my strategies of going along here when I start seeing. It's also in the free course, link in the description here. If there's no orb and there was not, it's just a fake out, then I also buy in if I match the lows. I'm just a little bit careful because I could see it could push, but it could also come easily back and then I'm stopped out. So I just want to see here if this is gonna make more progress to the upside or if this is going to correct itself. Again, we don't have to force the trade, we can just hold cash and wait for the right opportunity, okay? Again, be careful, could push to 250, 350 or 400. DAX is holding. DAX is holding. Again, it could really come back very quick. So orb short triggered. This candle is telling me there's no direction. I shouldn't be trading. This candle is breaking out like we saw before, but no really further progress. It's just like really tough to predict. I mean, would I go for long? I considering, but I mean, I also see the market extremely overbought still. I mean, yeah, I mean, DAX is lower than Nasdaq, and Nasdaq have just rallied like crazy. So I mean, maybe we could see DAX coming back into the range, but I don't want to hope or anything. It could push to 46. It could also come back again after. You know what? No progress. I'll see you for New York session. I thought it would be better. I thought that it would be more momentum to the market. Orb short, fake out. Again, if it doesn't make progress above 250 and we start seeing selling pressure below 186, I'm considering. So for me, I would trigger a short below 180. I'll let the members know in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, link in the description. Break above here. 250, considering taking it long. Right now I want to hold cash and I don't want to overcomplicate this. So I'm going to give the market another 15 minutes to see where we're going to go, because Nasdaq could also show off the direction. If it starts selling off and it breaks below 800, it could really start selling off, and then DAX could follow after. So right now, holding cash. I'll let you know if I do anything. I might do in 15 minutes, but I want to see where the market going to go.